Well, hey there. I bet you're shocked to see me ahead of time today. I think this is the first time this has ever happened. I am normally on at 1, and I think I have like seconds to spare. So, hello. I am Kathy Crow. This is the Crow Cottage. Welcome. I guess I could say that my daughter is she's got a lot of hi Michelle, thank you for watching. I hope you're feeling better than you were last week. That was a bummer. She's practicing her Spanish, so I think I will too. Bienvenidos. Let's see. Bienvenidos a mi jardín y casita, because our house is like super super tiny. And that was garden, if you didn't know for sure. Okay, Marty is on. Awesome. Marty, I haven't seen you, I think, for a couple of weeks. So you probably were really busy with Christmas and fun with your family. Now, I did not do my drawing for the last 2 weeks because I was on sort of like a vacation, vacationing from some of my normal tasks. And as much as I missed you, I didn't do the drawing. And hi Trudy, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I really appreciate it. Anyway, make sure you share. And then I am going to go ahead and in a second, I'm going to wait just a second to see who else might pop up. Oh, awesome. Freddie's with us. Thank you, Freddie, for joining us. I appreciate it so much. I am going to have to look over here really quick to make sure I've got my video going over here and in the corner, and then we can get started, because I am going to do the a Wild Rose stamp set and the die. I'm going to go ahead and just cut the die right on our camera. We'll see how it all goes. And it can't go any worse than the last time I did this. I think the last video I did, I don't even know if I put it on my page. I mean, it's on there, but I didn't even put it up as far as like the first watch video, because it was such a joke. I was so annoyed how that turned out. But anyway, it never really matters. I mean, it's the card turned out beautiful, and that's what counts. Now, one other thing really quick before I do my drawing, but I am going to stick around. I am going to do that drawing in just a minute. With my team, I did some pigment sprinkles with this, and I will show it a little bit better when I get the camera down so that you can see it better. And I want to tell you a little something about finishing this. The pigment sprinkles, because I'd never used the pigment sprinkles myself. I'd watched a bunch of videos. I kind of knew what to do, but there was something that happened that I kind of suspected would, that I've solved, and probably everybody knows all about it, and it's not a big deal, but I think it's something that if you're interested in using those pigment sprinkles, you'll want to know about. All right, so on to our drawing. So the first one I am going to do is from, I did it on different colors because I knew I wouldn't remember, Memories of Home. So this was like ages ago. The Memories of Home people, that was Christmas. That was a Christmas stamp. So I'm just folding the names right now. It's that Christmas, I really loved it. There were several Christmas stamps sets that I never saw a lot of people using, and that one was one that I really liked. And I think it's one that actually had a coordinating ornament with the punches, and so I was surprised that nobody ever used it too much, and I really liked it. I'm definitely going to use it again next year, even though I know we'll have a whole bunch of new things. It was really nice this last year to have like a variety of Christmas cards to send to people. That was really nice. Okay, so Memories of Home drawing. Here we go. Let's see who wins. Are you ready? I am ready. All right, here we go. It is Freddie. Congratulations, Freddie. You won. So let me stick that where I'm going to see it. And that was from Memories of Home. So congratulations. You won that one. Now I'm going to take all those out, throw those away. And the next drawing is from the video that I did last week. Yeah, it was just last week. And that was the Dressed for Success video. Now, the Dress for Success stamp set is so fun. I haven't had a chance to get back to it too much. but it is one that I'm going to use a lot because I was so happy with how it coordinated with, yeah, with, I was so with how it coordinated with the Beautiful You stamp set. Beautiful You is one that we've had in our catalog for actually a long time, I think now. And I'm so glad every year I'm thinking, oh, please do not get rid of Beautiful You. I love that one. And they haven't. So that's been good. Okay, so got all of those in there. So this is the lipstick, shoes, perfume, all the things I love. Today I've got new nails. I'm just going back to my color street, okay? So my daughter might watch this at some point, Mary and Abelin. I'm sending you cute little Valentine's nail wraps. They had them on, they were really cheap, so I thought, oh good, this will be good, I'll buy them. Well, I hope they're not bad, because like these were not good. So if they said, even when I was reading the instructions, you could peel it off. When I read that, I thought, peel it off? That doesn't sound very durable, and they're not. So, Valentine's, it only has to last one day, right? Okay, so here we go. The drawing for Dress for Success. And that one goes to Trudy. Congratulations, Trudy. Trudy Oliver, you won that one. So I will put you right up there so I don't lose that. And now we can go on to the next thing. And see what happens if I just can get myself together. We can actually do this drawing every week before my video, and that'd probably be really helpful for me because I always forget to get it done until it's like way too late. And all right, so I am gonna just put us down here really quick and talk about this. Okay, so let me move this. This is the card we're actually making today. It's turned out really nice. I think you'll like it. But back to the pigment sprinkles. Let me grab those out. Okay, so I didn't use green. Let's grab one out that I actually used. There's only like, I don't know, 4 or 5. This is Melon Mambo. It's the pink one. You get a gradation. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, you get a different levels of hue, with your sprinkles. And in this particular thing, I happen to use Melon Mambo and the whatever the yellow is, I don't know. But anyway, so this is what you get. Because I was shooting for yellow in this center. I was shooting for yellow. Okay, I'm not very good yet, all right? Give me grace, okay? It turned out a heck of a lot better than I expected it to. And I guess I must have used some gorgeous grape, too, because that's why I got that. When I was all done, I embossed it with white first, of course, and I was so glad that I had done that because it did keep my color. It was easier for me to keep my color from spreading where I didn't want it, okay? Because I do have some gorgeous grape down here. It did not seep in, and I'm glad of that. So it is important to emboss if you use your sprinkles, but here is the thing. You're going to see this is glossy, and that is because I ended up needing to, when it was all dry, I needed to spray it. This is a fixative you can get at any craft store. I mean, this just happens to be this brand, but there's bunches of them out there. And you could probably even just use a fixative kind of spray, a clear matte spray that you could even find in the hardware store, I assume. Now, I'm not going to do that, and I don't really know, so that's why I already had this on hand, because it's actually something that I got long ago for my pastels. If you're doing charcoal pencil pastels, it dries and you rub it and it smears all over your hands and makes a big mess, and that's what was happening with the pigment too. Even though it was dry, I suspected that it would. It was very dry. I waited like 2 days before I did it, and then I just went like that, and voila, lots of little pigment stuff on my hands. So I just sprayed it. That took the problem away. It also did give it this lovely glossy sheen, which I kind of like, and it made the colors pop out more, which I wasn't expecting. So if you use your pigment sprinkles, go ahead and get your fixative out to finish it off with that, and you'll be a lot happier, and your recipients of your card will be a lot happier too, when they're not getting gunk on their hands. Okay, so now we're going back up because I need to see what's going on here. And I'm going to take a moment just to make sure I've got this centered where I want it. And I really don't, I like having the phone up more, the camera up more, just so my voice isn't like blaring into the camera mic. I think that's probably a lot nicer for you guys to not have my hairspray. Awesome, Freddie. I never would have thought of that. Hairspray works. Have you tried hairspray? Tell me if you've actually tried it. Now, one thing, because I want to make sure it doesn't make your ink, you know, spread. Like you have to hold it up high enough that it's not going to like mess up your design, because it does dampen it just a little bit. Okay, I'm looking at your comments here really quick to see if I've missed anything else. And Marty had to go, but that's all right. Now, today's card, we are using, I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget. We are using Grapefruit Grove and Melon Mambo. And Lovely Lipstick is what I'm using for the sentiment, I believe. And then I was going to go on and I forgot to, but I think this polka dot ribbon is retired now. I was so sad. I think they are retiring it, but you can check. It might not be. If you know if it's retired or not, then let me know. Oh, yes, Freddie has used Aquanet, and it works. Thank you, Freddie, for noting that. I appreciate that very much. It's very helpful to have you guys online because you guys know stuff I don't know. Anyway, this, if it's still on the clearance rack, if it was retired, it probably went on the clearance rack. I think, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, it's nice because it stretches. It was much easier than many ribbons that I put on a card. It was so easy to tie. And then the other thing that we're going to do, this little background piece is actually from our Celebration paper. Is this our Celebration paper? Yes, Lily Impressions DSP. There is not a sheet in here you're not going to just gasp with joy. If that's not being too strong, but it's like, that's how I looked at it. I looked at it as like, oh, that's beautiful, and oh, the back is beautiful. And that doesn't happen with every DSP. Usually there is one piece that I either really strongly dislike the front or the back, and rarely, but occasionally, there will be one piece that I hate the front and the back. And this one has not got a sheet like that. So I have been buying a bunch of it because, of course, as you know, with Celebration right now, if you are a new stamper especially, this is the time to be buying a whole bunch of stuff. You get something free for every $50 you purchase. And this could be one of your, I believe this could be one of your free things. And we are using the back of this today because that will work out really nice with our Melon Mambo. Okay, so here we go. I think we'll go ahead and get started. I am going to be needing my Stamparatus today, and I think I earlier said do it with me because you can. I am going to just be going from beginning to end on this one, and so I'm just sort of moving we're also using, this is this DSP. This is our 2018 to 2020 in color DSPs. Now, all the in color DSPs are 6x6, and some of them have a plaid back. Or did I just shove that in there? No, some of them have a plaid back. Some of them have this honeycomb one, which would be really nice with our little honeycomb guy in the Celebration. But the side I prefer is this handwritten side. I love that. So anyhow, that's the side I almost always use. I do like the gingham, like the other two, but that's what our DSP is, and it's the Grapefruit Grove one. But we're using, oh, I got the wrong one out because I don't want that. I could use gingham. It would look cute too, but I so much prefer the handwritten one. So we'll grab that one out. There. All right, I hope you guys had a great Christmas and you got all the things that you want. I got all my stamp stuff that I wanted. Got to see my cute little grandkids opening their presents, even not in person, but on camera, which was nice. I enjoyed that a lot. Got to talk to them, got to talk to all of our other family that's from various parts of the country right now. Now today what I'm going to do is, this is Grapefruit Grove. This is Melon Mambo. I have been a stamper for 20-something years. I don't know, it's probably been almost 30 years now. And I have so much leftover paper from other periods of time. So this is actually looking very close, but it's not exact. It's slightly lighter. So if you are a stamper who's been around for a long time too, you may have some colors. Now this one probably is Melon Mambo because that looks identical to me, but I think I might have a retired one like this. So sometimes when I am making a card, I will use my retired page paper underneath, because you're gonna just barely see that as a border piece. And my Melon Mambo, if that is indeed what that is, you know, you're just barely seeing the border of it. And so oftentimes when it's super close, I can use those that way. And you know, it's and I'm just saying that as a demonstrator, when you post cards, you're trying to post projects to Pinterest and etc. You're trying to create projects that people can copy, and they can't buy my old DSP that's like 10 years old, right? So I need to work with things that people can buy because they want to make similar things. But having said that, this is a way to use up some of your old DSP without messing up all of that oh, let me look over here really quick. Trudy says Whisper White Polka Dot Tool is still in the annual catalog. Oh, they retired the Very Vanilla. Awesome. Thank you for telling me that, Trudy. I'm excited to hear that, because I actually never even bought the Very Vanilla, because you can color this ribbon whatever color you want. That's another reason I like it so well. Oh, I'm happy about that. Okay, so we're gonna just look over here and see really quick. We're cutting this base card. This card is gonna be a big one. It's 6.5 by 11 inches, so I don't even have to trim it different. You know, I don't have to trim the height of it at all. I'm just gonna make the width of it 6.5 inches. And I always have a hard time getting that arm out. I am gonna cut this 6.5 right there. Don't you just love our new trimmer? And then scoring it at 5.5 inches to get it in half. I do. It works really good. And I know some people have had a hard time with our, maybe it was with our old one. Sometimes if they pushed really hard, scoring it could tear your paper. This one is just perfectly placed. I never have that issue with this one. And then as we go, I'm gonna, well, let's see, this little piece right here, yeah, I think I'm gonna grab this piece out. And so if you look at a card and you're seeing, this is probably going to be like, I'm going to go 1/2 inch in. So instead of it being 6.5 by 5.5. We are gonna go at 6 1/4, just for starters here. Well, let's do, yeah, I'm gonna go slightly more than 6. I don't want to make it too short for me, in case I've messed up my measurements. That's pretty common. And then we'll go 5 1/4 instead of 5, and that's probably what we're gonna do. And then I still have this piece if I need to adjust as I go. Okay, so this one we are going to want, that's almost exactly where I want it, right there. But that'll be too big probably for my base. No, not too bad. That's about right. It's a little large, but not too bad. So I think we'll just leave it there, and we're gonna just trim a tiny bit off here. Now this is how I generally make a card when I'm just playing. I just lay it on here and see, oh, okay, good. That's about the border size that I want. And then I'm gonna trim it like right up above where my little sentence is, right there. And then I don't even have to really worry about measuring too much. That's just, it's just my method of creating without a lot of stress. Now, I've made it a tiny bit short. That's the trouble when you do that. You can't, you can do it the right way and actually measure everything, folks. I mean, that actually is the correct way to do things. But I like to live a little dangerously, I guess. So, I am going to just adhere it because this is just one layer. So to make things simple, I'm going to just adhere it and then I'll trim it. And that works as well. But I can't layer that on that yet because, oh, my glue's running out. I have to put a ribbon around this before I get too carried away. Of course, I got a glue bottle that's running low a little bit. I've been using a lot of glue. You don't have the trimmer? Ah, Michelle. She started when she was 5. Who's this? I don't even know who you're talking about. You're funny. You can't be talking about me, that's for sure. I have been, it's been pretty funny. I've been shopping for pants for I don't know how long now. And every time I go down to buy a pair of pants, of course, I'm not looking. I've gone online, all right. I know I can probably find, I thought, in fact, I could find a pair at Talbot's. I went online on if you want to spend $100 on pants, which I don't, but they, of course, had a sale like everybody else. So I went online to Talbot's, saw that they also they've abandoned, like every other manufacturer, they've abandoned their policy of making pants for the mature woman. I started buying stuff at Talbot's just because it was sized just a tiny bit larger, and they had styles that actually looked decent on a human body. So when I was 18, I discovered they had good sales, and even if I'm not a mature woman yet, I can buy classic clothes as well as anyone and not worry so much about what's super fashionable. And so anyway, I went online, looked at Talbot's. They also have just flat front pants. I'm saying to myself, I don't have a flat front, and I don't know anyone who does. So I don't know why this style is the only one out there, but it apparently is, because I keep going and trying on pants. And over Christmas, I had time to look online, and I looked and looked and looked, and no pleats, no pleats. Even a stitched down pleat. I found one pair that had a stitched down pleat. And I put those on to show my husband, because he, of course, is a man. He has no idea what I'm talking about with pleats and stitched down pleats and all. He could care less. And so anyhow, but I put them on. I said, see, this is what it looks like, because I had a new pair that I'd ordered that looked like garbage because they were flat front, tight pants. And oh, yay, Cindy Crawford, you've joined us. Yay, yay, yay. Share, and then I can put you in our drawing. Anyway, so I I showed him, this is what a pair of stitched down pleat pants looks like compared to the other. See this fat stomach sticking out with it. When it's a flat front pant, the fabric like clings to your underbelly, all right, and it shows everything badly in my case. Now I want this part, I want it to hang over, okay? So I've got to leave my fat belly for a second. And this card is 6.5 by 5.5. So I need this piece to be 5.5 this way. And I'm just gonna eyeball this to see where to trim it this way. And I do want my swirls on this paper to go up and down, not across. Not a big deal. It's just that this design, it's got this trellis on it. I'm wanting my, and it's got these words are already heading your eye this direction. So and generally, when you're designing something, you want contrast, okay? So if you've got a visual that's really strong like here, you want another equally strong or almost visual here to balance that. And the same principle applies for directionality. So since I've got my eye already with these words, and the card is not portrait, it's landscape, so the card shape itself is going this way, all of my eye movement is heading that way. That is why I do not want my paper to do the same thing. I want my paper to be up and down. Okay, so that's just a quick little tip there. And this is approximately 3.5 inches. So anyhow, he said, yeah, I can see what you mean. It looks a heck of a lot better when you've got a stitched down pleat. Boy, that makes a big difference, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, it does. It makes a big difference. Okay, 5.5 is the width I need here. I'm going to make it just a tiny bit bigger just for user error, and then I can always trim it if I need to, because I want to make sure it is not too short. So yeah, I do need to trim it just a tiny bit there. But anyhow, so I finally just broke down, and there is a place I did see some, I think if they're not pleated, at least they're roomy enough that and the fabric makes a difference too. If it's more of a twill or a, what's the word? Broadclothy kind of, like jeans look great because they're stiff, right? Even the stretchy ones are stiff enough they can drape a little bit instead of just clinging to my underbelly. All right, so Freddie, you have a 36-inch inseam. You are a very tall woman, I suspect. Yes, 6'1", my goodness. And they don't no, they wouldn't. I am sorry, because it's difficult enough as it is. So, oh my goodness, that would be such a challenge. Well, Jeff said, don't worry, you're not working. You don't even have to wear, pants. I mean, you don't have to have dress pants. I've got lots of jeans. Those are easy to find. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to just, because for mailing purposes, we are putting the trellis on dimensionals and the flower, and that actually is on a double dimensional to get it up, because this is on a dimensional too. So we've got all these dimensionals happening. For that reason, we are going to just straight down glue this onto this, okay? And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to wrap my ribbon around. But anyhow, then we have all this wind. Terrible amount of wind right now. You put capris on the map. You're funny. Yeah. And they do have ankle pants now, but I'm just thinking that 36-inch inseam, even, oops, I don't want it down that low because anyway. Yeah, that would be a challenge for sure. My inseam is actually exactly 29 inches. So it's too short for misses generally, and just a tad too long for petite. So I go with petite and hope for the best, and usually petite works good for me. All right, so now that's glued on. It's a little bit sticky, so hopefully we won't stick to everything here. All right, so now that is glued down, and I can wrap my ribbon around, and you're going to see how nicely this ties. It is stretchy, like our stretchy pants. They're stretchy, but there is a limit. You don't want it to bend your card too much, but it's actually pretty forgiving, and I think I cut enough. I could even do a bow on this one. I made it kind of short on my other card, and I didn't have enough room to make a bow. I actually liked the tie. It's pretty nice, but we're going to just do a bow on this one because I prefer a bow generally. All right, and I can play with it later because it's gonna be messed with anyhow. Okay, so now we've got the tie on. We can attach this to our and this is on a dimensional. Okay, so because I wanted it to be raised a bit, so now I can put my dimensionals on the back of this one. I'm down to some last pieces on my dimensionals here, but I do have another sheet, I'm sure, over here. I mean, I have bunches of sheets. Okay, so we'll just stick a bunch of these on here. Ooh, then they always stick all over to my hands. I don't need all of you after all. I thought I would use all of you little guys, but I didn't. Anyway, so I just ordered a bunch of pants that I think, yeah, and I'll find some. It'll be fine. It's not the end of the world, but we've had such cold wind, and it was like, I don't know, it was 25 this morning, and it's been warmer, but with our wind, which has been howling for a few weeks now and might continue. Actually, I do need one more of you guys right there. I was thinking I can't wear pants. I can't wear dresses all in the winter to church in this wind, and I prefer to wear something nice to church. I don't like wearing my jeans. I can wear jeans, and I do. It's like not a big deal, but it's just I'm old enough that in the days that, you didn't wear jeans to church. Okay, I got to get my head in here. Sorry about that, but this is a placement issue now, so I want to make sure I get this in here correctly. Okay, so there we go, and I've got tiny hangover here and here, but it's close enough. So I did order a bunch of pants. They haven't arrived yet. I will try them on, hopefully I'll be able to find, I think I ordered 6 pairs. Hopefully out of the 6 pairs I will find 3 that work. All right, now we are on to, I don't even need the sheet, do I? Yes, I do, because I need this for my trellis. Now I could use, if you're coming in late, this is my, this is a retired color, very close to our Grapefruit Grove. It might even be Groovy Guava, because Groovy Guava was really close, but the trellis is on the front, so we're going to go ahead and just use my real cardstock here and do that for the trellis. Okay, I'm going to put my scraps to the side here for a moment. And my camera might be up high enough, maybe. Let's see if it is. See if it's up high enough that I can just bring my big shot down in here, and then I don't have to move the camera around. I did take my dies, and most of them I adhered my what is this, magnetic adhesive backed magnetic stuff. I did it right to the case, but in this one I did it loosely because I wasn't really sure what I was gonna want to do ultimately with all of that. So let me slip a piece of, just cut off a piece of this. I'll be so glad when we leave the 70s behind again, the 1970s, because that's what it seems like. When I was about 10, I jumped from a size child to a size 14, because in the 70s, flat front ruled, and Twiggy, look also ruled. And seriously, my body has just never been the shape to be happily going into those kinds of things. Sorry, I'm having to muscle. When I'm not standing up, I have a hard time really keeping this stationary. And anyway, so that's that. Oh, I wonder if I need, no, I think I'm good. I am going to need that back again when we cut out our flour, but I'll have to stamp that first anyhow. So we'll just get rid of all these items for now. And the one thing, of course, I did not bring over was my little roller to roll out all of the little pieces from this trellis. So one day this fashions will change. The pleats, I don't really want to go back to our 80s and 90s pleats. The pants I had then were so blousy that it was fine when I weighed more, but now that I'm thinner, it's like I don't really want to. I kind of would like to, not look like I'm wearing a tent. Some of the things that I wore then looked like a tent. That's the way it was. So yeah, usually fashions come and go. They come back to the same thing, but they always are slightly modified. So it's not like you can just go pull out of your closet your old 80s stuff again if it goes back to pleats, because it will be slightly different. That's the nature of things. Now for my trellis, I am going to need to put some dimensionals on the back of this. And I've discovered that let me grab out, I don't know if I have my minis here. Yes, I do. Okay. So I discovered that I want to use my, I have a special pair of scissors that I do gummy work with. If it's going to get gumminess all over my scissors, I want to use my crummy scissors. That it's not going to matter so much. I can use just the side of my little dimensional pack and just do a little strip like this. And this is actually the black dimensional, because I'm just going to do a bunch of tiny little pieces here. The white ones showed up a lot more. I don't know if you can tell in this card. Let me push this down. Most of the dimensionals I put on were black, so you can't see them. I can. There's one there. There's one there. Now over on this side, I can see my dimensionals quite clearly. That's a white one right there. Okay, now it is underneath, but this is such a tiny little trellis, it's hard to do it. So see that white one and that white one? There's little pieces that peek through at times. I'm not going to be a perfectionist and clip. If I was going to sell the card, oops, my teeny tiny snips, I'm not sure where they are. They've disappeared on me, but I could use my snips and get that one, but that one, I don't think I could. If you use your black dimensionals, let's see, that one's a little bit long, so that one's probably not going to work. But if you use your black ones, they are going to hide a lot better. Now, the trouble is getting them on here. This is the only difficult part, is getting all these little dimensionals to stick where you want them to. Now, see how my nail, look at that. This definitely an inferior nail wrap that I'll never buy again. I suspected as much when I opened the package and they felt somewhat stiff, because they said that they were real nail polish, and it should not be. If it is, it would not be stiff. It would be supple and pliable, and it was pliable, but it definitely wasn't supple. So lesson learned, stick with your old Color Street. It's a lot better. You get a lot better nail product, and I don't even sell it. There's their little endorsement, and I'm not even a Color Street salesperson, but they do have better nail wraps than these. Now, I haven't opened. I think I bought 4 sets because they were, I don't know, $4 each. It was a bargain. So it's not like I'm out of any real money here, but I kind of suspected they might not be great just because they were that inexpensive, you know. You do get what you pay for. It's true. Generally. Although the sales this year, ladies, have you been... Hey, Aunt Connie, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Have you seen some of the fantastic sales out there? It's like, oh man, this has been sweet. I wish I had seen these. They weren't... I don't think they were as good last Christmas, because by Christmas last year, I had lost, I think, enough weight that I would have taken advantage of it. And I would have bought, it would have been, now see, I can see that one. That one's going to have to be pinched a little bit. You can kind of pinch them and maneuver those guys a little bit once you get them on there. Because sometimes it's just the function of being raised. You don't even, if I'm going to put several of these on here, I don't really need all of them to be super sticky. I just need some of them to be that way. So anyway, let me get that off. This morning, even though it was cold, I went out on a bike ride when I woke up at a little bit before 7. Saw the wind had stopped. I mean, we have had steady wind. And when we have winters like this where we have steady wind, it really is steady for literally months. It was seeming like the last winter we had where since I'm a gardener, I recorded it in my gardening journal, because at that time I was out on the playground with the kindergartners and other kids. I was out on the playground a lot. And so the wind was a major factor for my discomfort. So I was so mad. I went on that year to see how many days in a row have we had wind. And seriously, with only on that particular winter, we had wind for 3 months, and each time the wind stopped, it would only stopped, I think, for the most was 3 days, and then it started up again. We're talking about gale winds here, not just, breeze or anything. So that's the kind of winter it's kind of feeling like we might have a lot of wind. So when the wind had died down, when I woke up, I saw our arborvitaes were not moving. So I thought, awesome. I don't care what the temperature is. I am going out on a bike ride. And it was cold, but I had my little thermals on, and I did great. It was very, very enjoyable. So now I know that I can actually bike in 25-degree weather, and it's actually not too bad. My face got a little cold because it was the only thing not thoroughly covered. I have a biker friend who said, yeah, you can get what a terrorist would wear, I assume, the balaclava, right? It covers your face. And I don't think I would be too terrifying to people in Richland doing that. Okay, now we are ready for the flowers. So we need our stamparatus for that, because we are going to stamp this. The To a Wild Rose is called a 2-step stamp. Actually, this one's a 3-step stamper. You get your outline stamp. You have what is generally the darkest color stamp here, and that's what I used. So I used my lovely lipstick for the outline, and then I used my think this is the order I did it in. Grapefruit Grove for this one. And then I used my Melon Mambo for the last one, but I stamped it off so that I would have that light color. You could do any combination. You're going to get you don't even have to mess with the shading of your flower. As you will see, we're not even going to mess with it. It's going to turn out beautifully without having to worry about coloring stuff. Okay, SNS dip powder. SNS dip powder. What is that, Freddie? I'm not sure what that is. And you're saying that reminds me. Now here's our Whisper White, so we're going to use that to stamp on. And I need my Stamparatus. Let me grab that and stick that here. I made oh, here they are right here. Okay, I went to the dollar store, and I bought a couple of little calendars that were little pocket calendars. When I brought it home, they had 3 of each calendar sheet for the calendar. 3 of them. There were 3 Januarys, 3 Februarys, 3 etc. I'd only bought 2, and I really only wanted 1, but I thought, well, I'd like to do these for my team. Okay, little calendar easel card thing. And you can buy these. You can buy them on Etsy. You can buy them anywhere. People make them up for like $3 for a, pack. It's not like they cost a lot of money. But I had a bad experience. For those of you who have watched, you know what my bad experience is with the last calendar bunch. And I was so ticked off after I contacted that company, and they were like, well, you should have read the instructions. And I was like, well, I don't want the money back because I paid probably less than $10, but I just would like you to put a notification on your website because I think you're using false advertising anyway. They weren't kind. So I thought, fine, I'll never buy a calendar from you again. I took my little rubber cement. Okay, yes, rubber cement. I took my rubber cement, collated the pages, put my little clothespins here, and then with my rubber cement, just put a smearing of it till, enough to be a little bead, but not enough to drip, and let it dry. And then after it dried, I just dipped it in cornstarch powder to get rid of the gumminess, and voila. Now I have my own little peel off calendars. You can print these on your computer, like for, and cut. It's super easy. So if you only need like 2 or 3 of those, don't buy them. You don't need to. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's see what you've said about your SNS dip powder. Oh, that's what you use on your nails. What is it? I have never heard of that. Thank you for telling me. What is the powder? Okay, I'm putting my card like right in that corner because I discovered this does shift quite a bit with this. This is a photopolymer stamp. They tend to be a lot more grabby on your paper. So I definitely don't want it. And you do need the Stamparatus for this. You can, since it's a clear photopolymer, you can use your clear block. This is true. You can use your clear blocks and you can see where to stamp. But I'm having a hard time positioning this. That works great for me for most stamps. This To a Wild Rose, it is, I'm having a harder time placing my shaded parts. I'm having a hard time positioning it because it's just, I don't know, the petals aren't as distinct or something. I'm not really sure what's happening there, but because of that, I need to make sure that I've got the Stamparatus going on this one. Yeah, you're telling. Well, I'm sure I'm already in a lot of hot water, I'm sure, over a variety of things. Okay, so we're going to use our lovely lipstick, and I'm going to try not to get my ink all over the other part of this is the part that I usually get ink, like, all over the place. Now, see, I shouldn't have gone those extra ones because now I got it down in the valley, and I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. This is a pretty easy going stamp. It's not too tough. You get 3 weeks? Oh my goodness. And all the card making you're doing, you're getting 3 weeks? That's incredible. I am going to check that out. Sounds great. Because my nails last 2 weeks generally. And this one didn't even last an hour and it chipped. So I was like, okay, I'm not surprised that today when I'm done with cards, guess what I'll be doing? I'm peeling off these nails and putting on ones that I know are going to be good. Because, I mean, it takes long enough for me. It takes an hour for me to do my nails. I'm not going to waste an hour, you know, and have it look like this. Okay, so now we're getting the stamp that is the darker one. Now, it doesn't really matter what order you use. Because their colors are not going to blend all that much. Now you're seeing why I'm talking about the Stamparatus. Because I'm having a hard time placing these... finding which direction to place the shading. It's like, okay, that one, no, that's not it. That one, no, that's not it. This happens every time. I'm terribly sorry you're having. There's no way to avoid this. This is what I do every time, trying to figure out, aha, that's the one. Where does it go? So now once you get that on your stamp exactly where you want that to be. It has a direction. It's not random. They have it perfectly set. It's just discovering it. Now, I am going to pull this up and I suspect my paper will move slightly. Actually, I don't think it did, but if it did, I could shove it into that corner and then it would be back to where I want it. So here's our, what is it? Is it Grapefruit Grove? So we'll ink that up. Just full strength, I think. I'm pretty sure I did it full strength. Yes. Beautiful. I love orange and pink together with a flower. I didn't really like orange and orange all that much on flowers until we've had so many wonderful varieties, hybrids that are orange and pink together. Ooh, so pretty. All right. Hi, Linda. Thank you I thought you were with us already, Lynn. I'm so glad you joined us. Okay, so now we are going to get out the big one. And this one we are going to need to stamp off. So let's place it first, because it's the same issue with this one. Like, where do I put it? No, I think this one that's kind of sticking out more, I think it's with that one. I hear my cat alarms going. I had to buy a whole bunch more cat alarms because my solar ones, apparently they've cheapened up all the solar ones. They couldn't, and also our days have been cloudy every day, so that might be it too. But I couldn't get a charge in even one day, so I had to buy a bunch more. Well, they're really good, but my cats aren't. Probably the worst one. I don't know if he's really scared by it. He's more scared by me going out and clapping my hands at him. But the birds and the squirrels are setting them off all the time. I'm afraid the cops are going to come over and say, Mrs. Crow, you have to do something about your cat alarms. You have way too many of them, and they're going off all the time. So anyway, Linda's fixing dinner. Yum, yum. What are you having for dinner, Linda? All right, so we are going to stamp that off 2 times. Okay, so let me grab a scrap. And we'll just stick our little scrap in there, and we'll stamp once. And we're going to stamp again. Ooh, that one's going to be dark because it did that, so that means this is going to be a little darker up there, but we're going to just see what happens. And then we'll stamp that 3rd time, and there you go. Perfect. Love it. It's beautiful. I love it. It's kind of almost like our, almost, not quite like our Rococo Rose, whatever that is. So here you can see what the color would have been, and you might want to do it a little darker. And you can use any color combination. You're gonna love this one. This is a good stamp set. Okay, so now we are done with our Stamparatus. We don't need that anymore, so we'll put you away. And I can move you up a little bit. I'm not sure why I had you down so far. Put that over here. And I need you to be it. Now this Floral Essence is what I used for this card, and that's why that Floral Essence is down, because we are just using the Tulle Wild Rose stamp set. Now we are going to use the little die to cut out. I didn't even do any leaves or anything, just the flower. And I'm going to have the same issue here. It's like, well, there we go. It's a little easier with the die to see how to put it. Thankfully. Oh, homemade burritos. Yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. I gained from October probably 15 through, because I was like eating just a little here and there and then dieting, you know, blah, blah, blah. Same old, everybody's story. I gained, I don't know, what was it? 12 pounds. I gained 12 pounds, people, and I still hadn't lost the 10. So halfway through Christmas break, I told Jeff, I'm terribly sorry. I cannot continue. This is ridiculous. This is going to take way too long to get off now. I cannot eat anymore. You can have the rest of take the snacks out to out to your car. And I had to go back on my diet like right after Christmas. And it's all right. It's life. You know, it could be worse. I can eat anything I want. It's just I can only eat one thing that I want. And the rest of the once in a great while, can't even do that every day. It could be worse. I'm tired of complaining. I'm not gonna complain about it. I do have to say, it has been easier. Stampin' Up! Has all the new products. There's all the celebration stuff. We have a new catalog. You know, our holiday mini catalog. We have some new things, ladies, that are going to come out. Some new coordinating things with the Stampin' Up! Stuff or celebration stuff. And, oh, man, you're going to love that. So, that has helped because that keeps me busy. And Stampin' Up! Is helping to keep me thin. If it wasn't for Stampin' Up!, I'm sure I would be gaining all kinds of weight back. And so, having said that, this is a good time to join. If you have not joined Stampin' Up!, it can help you keep weight off. It certainly has with me. And we have an awesome team you would love to be part of. It's very fun, very friendly. You will not find a friendlier group. In fact, I think our group, we stamp out bad by stamping in good. Isn't that a good motto for us? I think that's a great motto. We stamp out bad by stamping in good, or stamping real good, because here's a sentiment. I love this. This is another reason I like this stamp set. The true friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. That is so true. Your friends that you have, you may think that you are the one that brought you together, or they came to you, whatever. But that's actually not, in my experience, it is not the case. God's the one that puts people together, and I am so grateful for the people that He has put on my team. So, and I would love to have you join. This is a good time to join. You get now. Let me stop here before I go any further. I don't want to lose my flower. I need to get that stuck on. And I do also need to grab out my little, okay, so I've put all of my little labels in these containers now that I've freed up my Thinlits and die envelopes. I could do that. And we are using white. So let me grab out my white one, and then I can paw through that and find a tag. If I can't find a good tag, then I'll just make one. I already see a nice stitched one right there that will work. But let's see if I can find a scalloped one. I might have a scalloped one in here, and I can clean up my mess when we're done. Anyway, if you spend $99 right now, which is so easy to spend, believe me, if you spend $99 right now, I don't know what the actual amount is. It's like and they say you get $129 worth of product for your $99, but that's really not true. You get a lot more than that because you also get a free stamp set. You get one of your products is going to be 50% off, so there's lots of savings with that, because if you order the most expensive thing you can, which you should do on that, you know, that's going to that's like a $25-30 savings. And then they also are sending you a free paper pumpkin. I think paper pumpkin now, what is it, ladies? I never sell them, so even though I've got this cute little paper here, I don't sell paper pumpkins to people too often because I think most people don't need a new kit every month, you know, that they didn't really pick. It just gets mailed to you. Some people like that. And anyway, so you get that. You get a free, this is one of the best things. You get our free little mini cutter. I love our mini cutter. It is so fun. So this is a good time to join. And if you do not want to join Stampin' Up! And take advantage of all that, I feel sorry for you, but that's the way it goes. And if you just want to enjoy stamping, you can do that with me anytime. Buy your stamps through me, or anyone really, but if you're buying them from me, I'll send you a little something also. But right now, for every $50 you spend, you get any item that in the Celebration catalog. There's a whole bunch of free ones. For every $50 you get a variety to choose from, and so on. You know, if you spend $100, you can pick 2 of those, or you can buy one of the special things you can get with $100 order, etc. So good time to buy your things right now. Okay, so true friendship is one of God. That's the one I want. You gained 10 pounds from Thanksgiving till, only lost 2 so far. Linda, I am so sympathetic with you. And I was afraid to tell you that I had gained weight because I know we were both trying to lose the 10 pounds. But we are going to do it. It is, now I've lost, it's so painfully slow, you know? I mean, my goodness, I'm eating exactly the same. You know the song and dance. And so this is lovely lipstick. I've lost, today when I weighed myself, I had lost, of the 12 pounds I had gained, I have lost 10. Okay, so that's good. I'm on my way. I have 10 more to go again now. 10 more again. And that's going to be the story of my life. I'm going to be gaining 10. And that's why when it got to 12, I was like, okay, I can't wait I thought I could go to the end of Christmas, but I can't, because I'm not going more than that, because I know how hard it is to get off. So that was my cutoff, and I was so sad. I thought I was going to be able to get through the whole holiday eating. At Costco, they've got it's a almond roca knockoff that's better than almond roca, if that's possible. I didn't know it was possible. I mean, unless you go to a candy shop and buy special candy. I didn't know it was possible, but it is. It's wonderful. There's squares. They're big fat toffee squares with wonderful chocolate and almonds all over it. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Eating just like 4 of those put on 5 pounds. Nothing flat. So I thought I got rid of all of I found in our closet, because I cleaned out the snacks, moved them out, Jeff took some to school. He put them ones he was going to keep eating. He ate all the rest of the toffee. He had that in his car. Of course, he's on a diet again now, paying for that, but he is easier for him, so he could continue his Merry Christmas way. All right, we're almost done. We're going to put that there, and then we are going to be all finished. When I was riding my bike, it was pretty pleasant this morning. I even though it was cold, I was very happy I was able to get out on it. And we're going to put this on first because I need this to be down first. This one's going to be double layered, so kind of partially over this one. I see how my nail, it just now peeled up a little on that. Yeah, that's just no good. Yeah, not working. I saw a little boy, he's like a 10-year-old boy on his bike, and usually a boy that is that old hopes to get by me without Mrs. Crow saying, good morning or hi. Hi there. It's like, I'm going to greet you. I don't care whether you like it or not. And anyway, well, he wasn't even near me. He was like down the street, and he put his hand up really big. Hi, he said. And I thought, oh boy. Of course, I'm so happy that he would do that. That's wonderful. I talked back to him. As I went by, I said hi and all that. And then I said, nice to have the wind down, huh? Because, I mean, you can't ride your bike in the wind. It's so strong, it actually is dangerous. My biker friend, who actually, he rides more than 100 miles a week, every week. Anyway, he said he doesn't go out in the wind because it's too dangerous. So if he doesn't go out, I'm not going out. Anyway, I need to position this now. So I've got to be a little careful. I want to make sure that I have my double ones have to be down here, and I'm going to have a single one up there. It looks like I've got a single one up there already, although my single one's going to have to, well, maybe I'll just position them more on the lower side, then I don't have to worry about it too much. I thought, this boy going by, he said, when I said, nice to have the wind down, he said, yeah, I know. I loved it. It's like, it's such a typical, kid response that doesn't really match the question that or remark. It doesn't fit, but I kind of suspected I was going to get that kind of a remark, because any kid that would greet a 7-year-old woman, I'm almost 57 now, 57-year-old woman in the morning, who's probably more than 10 years old, a boy, then it's probably a special needs kid. He looked like he would be a lot of fun to have around. I would have enjoyed his personality immensely every day at school. Okay, so we're going to slide that under there. We're going to put this so that I can see my G on greatest gifts. And we do need to stick one right there just to get it up a little bit. I don't want it to be laying flat down on my label there. There we go, and we are done. Now I could put some little, sparklies and whatnot, but I got a little sparkled out at Christmas time, so my bow is kind of cooperating. I might actually prefer the knot on this one, but we're going to go ahead and trim that, and I think we're going to call that good. So make sure you message me if you want to join a fun stamping team. We do have a great time. I would love to have you join us, and there's lots of good reasons to do that. Or head on over, shop at Stampin' Up, and get all of your freebies, all of your fun celebration freebies. And thank you so much for being part of our stamping world today. So Linda, we did do the share earlier. I think you joined us late. I've already forgotten who won, so let me look. We had for the last 2 weeks, because we did videos for the last 2 weeks. I remember Freddie won the Christmas Memories one, I think, and Trudy won the Best Dressed one, or vice versa. I could have them backwards, but anyway, you get the idea. All right, so thank you so much for sharing the videos. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and I am so grateful that you do. It is a privilege for me to be able to have some time with you, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and that you have better weather than us, because we are expecting to get a lot of snow. I think all around us, we've been like in a donut of no snow, with snow swirling all around us within a probably 80-mile radius. You know, we've had snow all around us for several days now. I know in Spokane, my Aunt Connie, if she's still on, I bet you guys got a lot of snow. My son got a bunch of snow in Spokane, and they weren't even able to go deliver their mattresses one day because it was so bad. So I'm hoping we don't have a lot of snow, but they're predicting some snow for us. So that's another reason I needed to get out on that bike before I get snowed in. All right, stay warm, and I will let you go. Bye.